Brooke, Kansas. 2022 Mercedes Thor Sanctuary Class B, going from Synergy's lot in Goshen, Indiana, down to Cajon, California, basically San Diego, 2,200 miles. I'll show you the inside of it. I'm neither here or there, sold on it. I love the Mercedes 4x4 lift option that they've got on it, but the motorhome itself kind of sucks, in my opinion. Just the floor plan and all that, not bad. Various people want different things, obviously, but it's built stronger maybe than some other floor plans. But it has a problem with the seat, so I've been having to sleep on the seat bent up like that, which is okay. But I'm 6 foot tall and I just barely get across there if you don't do a pillow. So I'm able to sleep on it. But middle of winter, it's January. I forgot to look before I started this video. No, it won't let me see it, but I think it's toward the end of January, somewhere there. Just about February in 2022. The house battery, I believe, is not holding a charge. It must be messed up. I'm not sure. I went and flipped an override switch that's underneath that seat behind the back door there yesterday, trying to get the drive battery to help charge the house battery as I drove, and I did that for 2 hours. Then I lost cruise control up front. I got cruise control back, the adaptive cruise on there, which is really nice to have, where it brakes and accelerates for you. That's the one thing I do like. I like the Mercedes chassis for that. That is amazing. When you go through these small Kansas towns, or you go through rush hour in Chicago or whatnot, you just leave it set as at 80 or whatever you got it set at, and it will brake and give you the same distance to like that vehicle right there the entire time you're going. And you can set the distance closer or further out if you want to, but adaptive braking, cruise control. But I lost my cruise control because I put that override on, and it was stealing the power from the drive battery and not charging the house battery, so they have an issue with fixing that. And then, as you can see in that corner, I don't know if you can see it or not, but the bed is not exactly built in there like it's supposed to or something, and I missed that at my inventory check before I took this one. So they have an issue with the bed to fix. And then I found 3 of these 4 screws that hold this glass plate in fell out the other day. At least I caught that in time to put that back in there before I lost this glass plate, or it would have broke. Just in general, you know, the quality checks of the manufacturer for Thor, I don't know, it's like they put the stuff together at the factory, and then they have the dealership fix it last second before they sell it to people or something. I mean, all the RV companies kind of try to do that, but I've never seen so much stuff fall out. I like the harder wood and stuff, the higher grade heavy material that they're using, instead of that cheap Luan type of wood structure and stuff like that Forest River uses. But I don't like the setup like that right there. That could have been a flat top down. You know, those are really old 90s, 80s, 90s stove tops. And in my opinion, I don't know why they would use that. It takes up the counter space when you're not using the stove. And most people have gone to the set-in stoves that have the glass cover, or else the electric convict deal where it goes all the way across flat. They did that for the sink, and the sink has a nice flat cover where you can reuse the countertop from the sink when they're not using the sink in use. But they did not do that on the stove. That's just so annoying. That'd be one of the first things I would switch out, in my opinion, and go with a recessed stove with the glass cover, like other manufacturers have done. And then that allows you to have all of that counter space. Because why have counter space that goes all the way across that door space to begin with, that I don't like, and then not have usable counter space? It makes no sense, in my opinion. But my battery on my phone is about to die, so I just thought I'd show you the insides of these deals. I do like the window setup. They're a little bit hard to open, but you click that button and then bring it across over there, and the screen automatically comes out with it, and you can take the screen back off if you want or not. I do like that, but I like those motorhomes that have the window that comes up so that it can still be open while it's raining. This one is not that way. set up with a screen, and that's it, and it would rain into the motorhome if you're not watching it. But that's what it all looks like. I have the sleeping bag in here. It doesn't quite fit in there. I just put it up there so it's off the seat for now while I drive, because I'm getting ready to drive today. I slept in a little bit late this morning, and it's 3 o'clock or so in the afternoon now, but that's because this morning was 17 degrees as a feel like temperature, and I think it was 20 degrees was the actual temperature as the low. I'm not sure, but it was just cold in here. So I didn't really get up to about noon. That's the beauty of my job. I don't have to, as long as I have the time to get away with it. And it's right now it's on a Saturday, so I have the rest of the weekend. I have today, the rest of today, rest of Sunday, all of Monday, and then I have to deliver this Tuesday morning. And I am in Liberal, Kansas. I'm 1,140 miles away from the drop. So basically, it comes down to about 400 miles a day, give or take, because 400 miles a day times 3 days would be 1,200 miles. You know, so it's a little less than that, but roughly 350, 400 miles a day that I gotta drive, which is not bad. Other transporters get out there and move and do twice as many trips in the week as I do. And my dispatcher at Synergy has commented on that she has a 78-year-old grandpa that drives faster than I do. I said, do you want fast or do you want safe? Because in my opinion, I only have to pay 2 cell phone bills and a storage, and so that's $177 worth. 77 bucks for the storage and about $100 for the phone service between the 2 phones a month. That's the only bills I pay outside of lodging and gas and food, and the trips, of course, take care of that. So I should be getting ahead now that I quit. That's the other update. I quit Norton and Pinnacle and Classic. I officially mailed the plates in the other day, 2 days ago, so the company should have them now and take me off their load boards. And if you have a tow car, they're perfect to work for, but I don't have a tow car, and I made a whole video about it. So instead, I'm going to be doing these runs and try to stick to these nice, fuel-efficient Class Bs if I can. Obviously, if I can't, then I'll take a Class C, which is just a little bit more in fuel, but I like the size of it every now and then, so I don't mind taking Class Cs. Class A's, unless they come with some kind of incentive on the fuel, are pointless to take, because they'll eat all your money up in fuel, all your profit. But anyway, the general idea is you take something as far as, like I'm doing this one with Cajon, California, which is 2,200 miles, and you get there, you fly back on under 400 bucks worth of transportation to get to the airport, fly from airport to airport, and then get back to Synergy or Quality, all for under 400 bucks roughly. And then I get to take home a profit of 400 or 500 bucks, sometimes more than that, depending on how much I did or didn't spend during the trip. But I should just about guarantee myself 400 or 500 bucks every trip that I'm not actually using on anything for my trip or my life during that week. And that way I will start to finally get ahead. Now that I'm not wasting my time chasing after these little 300-mile runs and 700-mile runs. I was doing that just to stay current with those companies, because each company that you work for, you got to run at least 1 trip a month to stay current. You can push that out to 2 months if you're calling them all the time. But I realized with the amount of companies that I had lined up, I was shooting myself in the foot, so to speak. I could have been running a nice long Synergy or Quality run, 2,200 miles or so for the week, somewhere out to the West Coast, and instead I was wasting my time, maybe barely breaking even, trying to do those short runs to stay current on those companies, and it just doesn't work for me because I don't have a tow car. And so I learned from that, and now I'm going to start doing stuff that makes me profit, I hope. That's the general idea. We'll see how this year goes. Like and subscribe, leave comments, and we'll catch you on the flip. Peace.